My name is Tatiana Bilbao. I'm the head of Tatiana Bilbao Estudio, and I was acting as a jury chair for the Latin American section of the Holcim Awards 2023.
And what would you say is the general overview from the jury about the projects in the region?
In the Latin American region, in the jury, really we were impressed by the amount of projects that were submitted, but also not only the amount, the quality of them. Really, the majority of the projects had a high quality, especially there were projects addressing exactly what Holcim was asking for, to understand which are the projects that are really addressing issues around sustainability in general, social, cultural, economical, political involvement, and most of all sustaining in very many regards the community and its environment. And I saw really, for me, one of the most kind of relevant aspects was the amount of projects that were qualifying under those conditions. And then we really had to kind of focus on those projects who were doing more, even more. We had a lot to select from. We had a lot of very intense internal discussions because since we had a lot of projects, there were a lot to discuss. Our discussions really were in terms of which one really was creating a positive impact in a major scale, which one could have been which one can be replicable in a potential way that could really kind of resonate these points, these things that are doing for any specific site to others, which ones could become examples for others' ways of acting. We're really trying to understand which were the agencies of people in those projects, what are the roles of the architects, what were the agency of the government, of the community, of the real people who uses these things. And on the other hand, we were trying to understand if we give a prize, what would be the project that would create impact with the prize, or what would be the benefit of getting a project, and what would be the benefit of getting an award of this type? What would be the impact really for the community if you give this prize for it?
Okay. So in a way, which is what you and the jury saw in Utopia Estrella in Iztapalapa?
In Utopia Estrella Iztapalapa, we really saw the potential of the project to not only impact the community that is intending to hold and the community that is working with, but really in a major scale, in a very detrimental area of the city. This is because it's using a very important infrastructural feature that the project is relying on, which is the water treatment plant. And it holds a very interesting program which really, because of how it's designed, it will impact not only the people who are directly there, but the families and their extended families that are around. It's an educational space where knowledge and sharing knowledge and inciting to knowledge and transmitting knowledge is kind of one of the bases of it, but at the same time community creating alongside the use of the infrastructure, which we thought it had all its qualities that Holcim is looking to award a project with.
And you mentioned water, and I think that also across the region, of course overall in the world, this is becoming something that we are turning back to.
I mean, it's impressive that the majority of the projects in Latin America dealt with a very large scale of issues. Sometimes the projects were small, but they were always dealing with the environment, with the landscape around, with the context in between, and many of them with water. And yeah, I think that it has to do with the fact that we are realizing that if we don't understand ourselves as part of this ecosystem anymore, even water, we will not continue be living in this planet.